born into the racial inequities of the colonial system of Jamaica. He decided to fight for change when he read the autobiography of Booker T. Washington, an educator whose message was self-reliance and self-help through education and economics. In 1914, while in Jamaica, Garvey organized the Universal Negro Improvement Association, the UNIA, to build up racial pride and develop educational and economic opportunities for blacks. He came to the United States and established the UNIA in New York City's Harlem.
There were over 1,000 chapters of the UNIA throughout the world. Garvey was a master showman and a master organizer.
Garvey spoke boldly about self-respect and pride in African heritage, a message that appealed to many African Americans frustrated with the violence and disenfranchisement they faced in the United States.
That's right.
I want to talk this morning about the enemy within. The enemy within. It's hard to preach when you come to church and you don't know if you're going to preach or not, you know? They said, well, the power is out. I said, well, how do you get ready for that? Getting ready to preach is a process. And so you drive to church and say, well, I don't know if I'm going to be preaching today or not. So I'm trying to catch up.
All right.
When you're a pastor, it's different than being an evangelist. You know, evangelists get up and shout and give you a shouting message. Come with a shouting message all the time. But when you're a pastor, sometimes you have to give your congregation the vegetables. They got to eat the vegetables. And you got to deal with some subjects that ain't all that pleasant. So this morning, we're going to eat our vegetables. We go back to eating steak next week. I want to talk about the enemy within. Enemy within. And our scriptures from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression makes a wise man foolish. Surely oppression makes a wise man foolish.
All right now.
You know, human beings are the dominant species on earth for one reason. We're not the strongest. There are many members of the animal kingdom that are stronger than we are. We're not the fastest. Most animals are faster than we are. There's even a question about whether or not we're the smartest. Because we're helpless to take care of ourselves for years and years until that big brain of ours develops. The success of the human race comes from one fact alone. And that's the fact that people are hardwired for cooperation. Cooperation. Cooperation is our superpower. That's what sets us apart. Our ability to work together. We hunt together and take down animals bigger, stronger, faster than we are. We defend ourselves together. Figure out how not to become victims of our enemies.
Well.
We developed agriculture together, built cities together, expanded knowledge together, created machinery together, technology together. It was all a product of cooperation. Cooperation is our superpower. That's why in the Bible, when God looked down on the people who had joined together to build a tower to heaven, God said, now that they have come together, nothing that they imagine doing will be impossible for them. Now that they have come together, God recognized the power in people coming together and said nothing that they imagine doing will be impossible for them. Cooperation is our superpower. But what happens when your superpower is short-circuited, inhibited, deactivated? In other words, what good is a superpower if you don't use it? Now, last week we talked about Marcus Garvey. This is Marcus Garvey month. We're paying homage to Marcus Garvey all month long. And last week we talked about Marcus Garvey and his Universal Negro Improvement Association. And we talked about how within a span of just a few years, Garvey built the largest mass movement of black people in history, with 996 chapters in 44 countries on 6 continents, with over 6 million dues-paying members and millions more supporters and sympathizers. We talked about how Garvey made black people feel proud and significant as a people for the first time since before the slave trade. He made black people embrace our African heritage as a badge of honor rather than a curse. He shared that we had a glorious history rather than being a people, part of a people who had never done anything of any importance or significance. We talked about how Garvey established Liberty Halls around the world in which his members could meet and train and organize and fellowship. We talked about how Garvey built the Negro Factories Corporation with a clothing factory and grocery stores and restaurants and trucking lines and printing factories and a doll factory and the largest black newspaper in the world. We talked about how Garvey and his Universal Negro Improvement Association bought 1 million acres of land in Africa for education and industrial development. We talked about how Garvey built the Black Star Steamship Corporation, a fleet of steamships to knit the whole black world together into one people, into one fellowship, with one government, and the power to protect the interests of all black people everywhere. And finally, we described how Garvey's Universal Negro Improvement Association became a threat to the entire Western racialized world system. The way the world was organized at the time, it became a threat to that world system. And you look at all of this, and you say, yeah, we talked about all of that, and we go over it every year, and we think about it all the time, talk about Marcus Garvey all the time and what he did, and yet, the question arises. If Marcus Garvey had all this going on, how was it wiped away in just a few years? How could Garvey go from being the most famous black person in the world in the 1920s to black people not even knowing his name in the next generation? How could the Universal Negro Improvement Association go from being the largest black mass movement in the history of the world to being virtually non-existent? How could all that pride and all that progress and all that accomplishment simply evaporate to the point that a few years later it seemed like none of it ever happened? We know white people did their part to erase and ridicule Marcus Garvey, and we expect that. But the real reason that Garvey was erased from memory and the UNIA was dismantled was because they had an enemy within. And we do too. You know, in the Bible, Moses had a problem with the enemy within. When the last plague hit Egypt, they killed their firstborn sons. Pharaoh told Israel, get out. And the people of Egypt came out with reparations. They gave the Israelites clothing and jewelry, gold, silk, probably so nobody else would be struck dead. Moses led more than 2 million people out of bondage, crossed the Red Sea, crossed the wilderness to the edge of the promised land. And they cried all the way. Now you would think this would be a Jubilee journey, a hallelujah excursion, where people would be singing and dancing and jumping for joy that they had been set free. Just think about it. One day out of the blue, Pharaoh issued some executive orders to change their citizenship status from free and equal to slavery. Just some executive orders. Just think about it. Just a little while ago, they labored under harsh conditions where they were beaten and whipped every day. Just a little while ago, they were forced to make bricks without straw. Do you know how hard it is to make bricks without straw? The bricks are made of mud and straw. The straw holds the mud together. You can't make a brick without straw because you don't have anything to hold it together. It won't be a brick. It'll be mud. So that meant that on your off time, when you should be sleeping and preparing for your next day of hard, grueling labor, you got to go out and find enough straw to make your brick quota the next day. Just a little while ago, their children were being murdered at birth to reduce their numbers. Now they were free, but they were complaining about everything. They complained about their accommodations in the desert. They complained about the lack of food. They sat around reminiscing about the food they had back in Egypt. Then when God gave them manna from the sky to eat to keep them from starving to death, they complained because they wanted some meat to go along with it. They complained about being thirsty, and God gave them water from a rock. Then they complained that the water was bitter, wasn't sweet enough. Then when Moses went up to the mountain to meet God, received the 10 Commandments, and laid a foundation for a new nation, they took the jewelry that the Egyptians had given them and created a whole other God to take them back into slavery. When they reached the promised land, it was the first time they actually had to do anything to realize their dream of a nation. But they were afraid to go in and fight for what God had promised them. Their response was to turn on Moses and blame him for bringing them out there. They said, were there not graves enough in Egypt that you would bring us out here to die in the wilderness? Let's elect a captain and go back. Better to work for the Egyptians than to die in the wilderness. You know, when Negroes get upset, they always talk about an election. We're going to have an election. We don't want this present administration. We don't want this present leadership. We're going to have an election. And we're going to turn this thing around. Even Moses' brother and sister, Aaron and Miriam, turned on Moses and challenged his leadership. They said, who put you in charge? Moses said, God. And they said, in typical Negro fashion, well, you ain't the only one that can talk to God. We done some talking too. They were not good members. They were not cooperating. They were not working together. There was an enemy within, and the enemy was them.
Teach now.
The old saying, I've seen the enemy, and he is us.
That's right.
Our scripture says, surely oppression makes a wise man foolish. Another translation says, surely oppression makes a wise man mad. But the meaning is clear. Oppression has a negative effect on the minds and the behavior of the oppressed, whether it's in the time of Moses or whether it's in our own time. Oppression is an inhospitable environment for human beings to flourish. Oppression warps the humanity of the oppressed. Oppression is not a natural state. And the only way you get to accept it is to control the mind by controlling what people believe. By controlling what people believe. It's not natural, it's not normal, it's not true. But if somebody controls what you believe, they control you. Beliefs are a truly powerful thing. Much more powerful than most people suspect. See, your beliefs color your whole reality. Everything. Your eyes can see something, and if your mind doesn't believe it, you won't be able to see it.
That's right.
Looking right at it, that ain't true. That I don't even believe in that. And while it's there right in front of you, you can't process it. Your beliefs strongly influence how you think and feel. Your beliefs determine what you perceive and how you evaluate. Your beliefs shape your memories of the past and your expectations of the future. Your beliefs determine what you think is possible and what you think is impossible.
Well,
Your beliefs define everything about your life. You know, we got the farm view land. And since we have had a farm for the last 25 years, I've gotten acquainted with cattle. You know, like what cattle do, what they behave. A cow weighs about 1,500 pounds fully developed. And you know, you have cattle, you can't get out on the highway because you're gonna hit a truck, you know, hit a car or truck and kill somebody. So cattle on the farm is fenced in. But you go look at the fence. It's like, this fence can't really hold this cow.
That's right. Come on.
that's right.
This little bit of barbed wire can't hold this 1,500-pound cow.
That's right.
But the cow don't know that.
There you go. There you go.
The cow believes this fence can hold me in, so I better eat my grass over here, not over there where the grass is growing up real good.
Well, tell it.
You ever seen the picture of an elephant where the little baby elephant got a little stake in the ground, and the little baby elephant walks around the stake, and he doesn't pull it up or anything. He just walks around it, and so the stake is enough to hold him, to tether him right there. So the little elephant grows up to become a fully adult elephant. You put that stake in the ground, and that adult elephant will sit right there. Why? Belief. He believes that this stake is holding me right here. He can pick that stake up and go anywhere he wants to. But he believes that he's tethered to the ground. But a cow and elephant they both controlled by what they believe. And we are too.
That's right.
We're controlled by what we believe. What we believe. We're in a prison house of beliefs.
No mercy.
And this is how it works.
Right now.
Your oppressor creates negative beliefs about who you are,
Yeah.
what you can and can't do, what your rightful place in the world is, what your possibilities are, what your dreams and aspirations should be. They create a whole system of negative beliefs about you, about your family, about your people, about your community, about your history. Your oppressor defines you. Defines you. And you believe it. And then he punishes you for acting outside of his definition.
That's right.
And rewards you for acting within his definition.
Well,
Preach now.
You were the number one thing people were lynched for, the number one crime was being uppity.
well,
You getting outside your position that I've assigned you. You start thinking like you're a full human being.
Come on.
What was the number one criticism of Barack Obama? He's uppity.
Yeah.
He's sitting in the White House, behind the Oval Office, getting on Air Force One, making speeches. He's uppity. He's outside the definition that we have given him.
teach now.
And it offends me.
Say that.
These negative beliefs evolved over hundreds of years of slavery and oppression. These negative beliefs are like seeds sprinkled on your brain, and once they take root, they take over your mind. And once they hit your mind, the rest of you will follow. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinketh, so is he. Whatever you think, that's what you are. If you believe it, that's your reality. So black people have been oppressed for 406 years. We've been thoroughly inundated with negative beliefs that limit our potential and possibilities. I'm still talking about the enemy within.
Yes. Teach now.
We even participate in the process by spreading negative beliefs to each other. The way we talk to each other, the way we play, call each other names. We learn it as children to talk about each other's big lips and broad nose and big forehead and big behind and black skin. We learn to tell people what they are, what they can and can't do, what's impossible for them.
Teach now.
Oh, the beautiful little Michael Jackson cut his whole face up. Couldn't stop gnawing on his face because as a little boy, his family called him Big Nose. Called him Big Nose. And he developed this thing about what he looked like. And so he just kept trying to improve till he cut off stuff he really needed. Negative beliefs is a terrible thing. Negative beliefs lead to negative expectations. The old adage that life is a self-fulfilling prophecy is true. If you expect the worst, if you expect defeat, if you expect failure, if you expect mediocrity, then you usually don't get what you expect. What we believe matters. Now, I'm not talking about any army, any navy. I ain't talking about nobody doing nothing to you. I'm talking about what you believe. There ain't nobody forcing you to nothing. Nobody has to force anybody. It's all in your head. It's already in there. And we don't like to talk about it or even think about it. But real talk.
Okay. All right now.
There's something wrong with us.
Yes.
Come on. Come on.
There's something wrong with
Tell
us.
the truth.
Yes.
When you forget it, what's wrong with us is really in charge. When you don't want to talk about it,
Come on.
the enemy within is driving the bus.
Tell the truth.
Negative beliefs have conditioned us to be uncooperative with each other.
All right now.
In other words, we've been conditioned to be bad members of our own group. You own a team and you are competing against your own team. You tackling your own running back.
Oh, have mercy.
You knocking the ball out of the hands of your own quarterback. You blocking your own shot. We bad members of our own team. Even we have an enemy within, and it's in each one of us. It wasn't hard for black people to forget Marcus Garvey. So how can all that just disappear? It ain't hard. It wasn't hard for black people to forget Marcus Garvey because what white people said about Marcus Garvey was already consistent with our negative beliefs.
Teach now.
It's like Marcus Garvey had black people in a trance of believing that maybe what they believed was wrong. And all it took was the reminder. Oh, y'all crazy. Y'all can't do that. You know, it doesn't take much for us to believe something negative about another black person. You can think they're nice, they're sweet, everything you've seen about them, and then one of your friends said, but you know, and then you can't look at them the same way no more. Just the suggestion is usually enough for us to throw them under the bus. So you know when the government and Garvey's detractors got together, it wasn't hard for them to build a case against Marcus Garvey. Garvey's detractors, the black people, the integrationists, led by W.B. Du Bois, the mulatto aristocracy, who always think that because of the boule, always think that because of their light skin, they got a divine right to rule over black people if the white man ain't there. The black bougie elite and people that had degrees and positions. And they didn't like Garvey's running black people off in a separate direction. The socialists, led by A. Philip Randolph, and the communists, led by Cyril Briggs. These people couldn't stand each other. But they, hate creates some strange bedfellows.
Well, yes.
People will come together that hate each other because they hate you.
Well, say that.
They say the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Wow.
And they came together to create a Garvey Must Go campaign that didn't stop until they erased Marcus Garvey from public consciousness. They didn't just send Garvey to jail, they wanted to erase him from public awareness. J. Edgar Hoover wrote a letter to the president about Marcus Garvey saying the government, the Garvey seems to be dangerous and seems to be a messianic figure among black people, but he hasn't done anything wrong. We can't build a case against him because we can't deport him because he seems to have done everything right, everything legal. We can't build a case against him. It was his black detractors that sent the letter suggesting that Garvey be charged with mail fraud for raising money for the Black Star Line through the mail. The detractors laid it all out for him. The government didn't have a case. The detractors got Garvey sent to jail and then deported. And you ask, how much different the world might be today for black people if Marcus Garvey had not gone to jail?
Well.
How much different?
Come on.
Garvey had predicted that there's going to be a war. And while white people are fighting each other, we're going to take back everything they ever took from us. Garvey had decided already. We going into Africa. He bought that 1 million acres. He was going to build power plants and industrial base and spread all over Africa while the whole European world was at war. And by the time that war was over, it had been too late. Black people all around the world would have been united. But the enemy within got Garvey sent to jail and deported. In the 1970s, our beloved founder named this enemy within niggerization. He taught that any serious effort to organize black people had to have a change process to fight the enemy within. Remember, you got to fight the enemy within as well as the enemy without. In the 1980s, Tony Martin had become the foremost authority on Marcus Garvey. And he was speaking at our cultural center. And he had done a workshop and had some other stuff to do in the evening. And it was time for him to go to dinner. And Colonel Ronnie said, well, have Kimathi take Tony Martin to dinner. He reads everything. They can talk. He can talk with him. So I'm sitting there talking to Tony Martin. We having dinner. And we talking about Marcus Garvey. And I finally mentioned the fact, Garvey would have been all right if he had a process to change the people that he was organizing. And he dropped his swordfish and said, that is a brilliant observation. How did you come to that? I said, everybody in the shrine know that. That you got to have a change process for Negro. You can't just throw us in there the way we are, because we got beliefs.
Issues. That's true.
That's right, issues.
Come on, man.
And they got to be dealt with.
Yes.
In 2005, Joy DeGruy named this enemy within post-traumatic slavery syndrome. And since that time, a lot of work has been done seeking to understand this whole phenomenon better. Today it's called post-traumatic slavery disorder. So it's moved from a syndrome to a disorder, from something that we suspect to something that's real. We know it's real. And this slavery, this post-traumatic slavery disorder has three characteristics: vacant esteem, ever-present anger,
Well,
and racist socialization. Vacant esteem just means that I feel inferior, I don't have any value, so you don't have any value either. You know, it's hard to deal with people that they say, I ain't ish and you ain't ish either. What do you mean? How you gonna cooperate?
Come on now, come on.
That sense of personal value is so low, and your value is so low, and the worst thing in the world you can start doing is acting like you got value.
Come on now.
Oh, I get to bring you down a peg.
Yes.
You think you something. Then ever-present anger. Ever-present anger speaks for itself. Mad all the time.
All the time.
Wake up in the morning with a bad attitude. Angry. Ain't nobody said nothing. Ain't nothing happened. You've been asleep all night and wake up mad.
Come on now.
In a bad mood. Ever-present anger. It is always present. It's always present. We all sitting here polite. Got my church clothes. But give it the proper stimuli. And it'll be hell up in here. Things will break out. Because we got ever present. Say the wrong thing. Say the wrong thing, preacher. And this slavery, this post-traumatic slavery disorder has three characteristics: vacant esteem, ever-present anger,
well,
and racist socialization. Vacant esteem just means that I feel inferior, I don't have any value, so you don't have any value either. You know, it's hard to deal with people that they say, I ain't ish and you ain't ish either. What do you mean? How you gonna cooperate?
Come on now, come on.
That sense of personal value is so low, and your value is so low, and the worst thing in the world you can start doing is acting like you got value.
Come on now.
Oh, I get to bring you down a peg.
Yes.
You think you something. Then ever-present anger. Ever-present anger speaks for itself. Mad all the time.
All the time.
Wake up in the morning with a bad attitude. Angry. Ain't nobody said nothing. Ain't nothing happened. You've been asleep all night and wake up mad.
Come on now.
In a bad mood. Ever-present anger. It is always present. It's always present. We all sitting here polite. Got my church clothes. But give it the proper stimuli. And it'll be hell up in here. Things will break out. Because we got ever-present. Say the wrong thing. Say the wrong thing, preacher. I'll be right up there with you. And then racist socialization. Racist socialization is just that a black person can end up as racist as the most vehement white person.
Say that, say that.
Because we socialize into the same system.
Say that.
But they believe we believe.
Yeah.
We watch the same cartoon, read the same books,
Yeah.
the same movies, the same stories. So the conclusions they come to are the conclusions we come to. We learn to be as anti-black as any white racist since we socialize into the same racist society.
teach now.
And we end up with what's called an out-group orientation. And out-group orientation is what it just sounds like. You prefer the out-group, not the group you were born into. Your preference, the value is in the out-group. Identify with the out-group. is the way you look at life, the way you move up. We tend to deify whiteness and spend our lives seeking proximity to whiteness. To have an out-group orientation means that we do not identify with our own people. We long to be a member of a group other than the one that we were born into. We reject identification with the black group and seek gratification, esteem, and value by attaining proximity to whiteness, by going to the right school, by getting the right job, by speaking the right way, by marrying the right spouse, by living in the right neighborhood, by having the right friends, by shopping in the right stores, by wearing the right clothes, having our children go to the right nursery program. We've been conditioned to not prefer our own. We perceive the value of other people's enterprise as higher, better, and greater than our own. White milk is whiter. White ice is colder. White water is wetter. White sugar is sweeter. White women are hotter. The white school is better. The white dial is prettier. The white store is better.
Come on, tell the truth.
And out-group orientation means participating in their stuff. Gives us value and status, significance and importance, prestige and separation from other Negroes. And since we tend to not really value black stuff, we derive no pride or esteem from belonging to our own. We tend to be hostile to things that are all black. That makes it difficult to build cooperation for black self-determination when we are hostile toward black self-determination. I don't want to build nothing with you. You know, at the culture center, we charge 1/10 of what you get charged for less at the Marriott, or the Hyatt Regency, or the Hilton. But people, but that's black. That doesn't have a prestige. So I'm willing to pay 10 times.
That's right. Tell the truth.
10 times more for less. Because they got the Marriott name on there.
Come on.
Teach them.
Tell the truth.
Rather than do it in my own community. Help my own people. Build something of our own. Make our thing as good as the Marriott or better one day.
That's right.
You're not going to get there overnight. But we can get there one day.
That's right.
But when you got out-group orientation, you can't cooperate around those kind of things. And this is why the Shrine of the Black Madonna has had an uphill battle for 73 years.
Yes.
This is why even though black people in America earn $2.1 trillion a year collectively, enough to make us the 8th richest country in the world, we have little to show for it.
Teach them.
We have little that we own and control to meet our own needs and to serve our own interests. And that's why we freaking out, because it seems like white folks is kicking us out.
Tell it. Yep, try it.
We could have had our own thing and they could kick us out if they want to.
Yep.
We'd had our own thing.
That's right.
We're totally dependent, even though we're richer than Canada and Russia and Saudi Arabia and Italy. We're always on the fringes of white stuff being mistreated and unwanted, but trying to get in. There is an enemy within.
Teach them.
Black people helped destroy Garvey because they were threatened by his all-black program. They didn't just seek to destroy Garvey's organization and his legacy. They wanted to destroy the very appeal of black self-determination to black people. And since that time, black people have put all of our eggs in the integration, inclusion, and acceptance basket. And now that the bottom is falling out of that basket, a white supremacist MAGA revolution is fast at work, seeking to stop black inclusion and black advancement in American life for good. We in trouble because we can't cooperate. We can't work together on our common problem. We worried about everything in the world. We sitting around saying, when are these white folks going to get their mind right and get back to the way it used to be. Never!
That's right.
Never!
Tell it.
When we gonna learn to cooperate?
Come on now.
It's hard, because we got an enemy within.
That's right.
Teach.
We live in a time of dangerously high levels of anti-blackness.
Okay.
MAGA Americans are not playing. White supremacists are on the rampage, and they just getting started.
Yes.
If you think it's bad now, you don't have any idea. It's just getting started.
Tell it, tell it.
They have declared war on black people through Project 2025, and they are executing their plan with military precision and relentless consistency.
Yes.
Every day, some new aspect of their plan to reverse black advancement is revealed.
That's right.
One day, they gerrymandering the Texas congressional districts, so that black people won't even have a single black congressperson from this state.
Say that.
Al Green, the 18th congressional district, Sheila Jackson Lee's district, Barbara Jordan, Mickey Lee's district, gone! Gone!
Tell it.
Al Green's district gone!
That's how they
Jasmine Crockett district gone! And you'll end up with 25% of the people in Texas having 75% of the seats. They got a name for that. It's called apartheid.
Yes. Teach, teach.
The next day you look up and it's discovered that after firing all the black federal workers, they're hiring the white ones back to work in ICE. The next day you look up and they've eliminated school breakfast and lunch programs for children after already destroying the food stamp program. The next day you look up and they're intimidating West African countries to imprison black people. They want intimidate black people, to intimidate black countries to accept the people that they want to deport from the United States. They want to deport black people too, but they want to deport black people to black countries.
Yes.
And some of the countries have accepted the money and building the prisons. The next day, you find out government whistleblowers report that everything black people did for this country and everything that white people did against black people is being removed from the official history archives of the United States. The next day, it's reported that 300,000 black women have lost their jobs in the last 90 days.
Tell the truth.
Highly qualified black women for the first time in their lives can't find a job. Go out and can't get a call back. Highly qualified people. 12% of the federal government's workforce was black women. And they can't find a job because corporate America is not going to hire them because they don't want Trump to accuse them of DDI.
Well, tell it.
So black people are being pushed out of the labor force as punishment for voting 90% against Donald Trump. And this being pushed out will set black families, black communities, black people back a generation.
Yeah, or two.
They are doing everything possible to destroy our future. And we can't cooperate.
Come on.
I don't let that get wrong. They're already trying to kill us. We don't need to help them out by ignoring the fact that we have an enemy within.
Well,
I mean, this is not an easy conversation. But it's one that we got to take seriously because until we deal with this, we can't deal with anything else.
teach now.
That's
We have all existed in a toxic racist environment designed to prevent us from becoming all we were created to be.
Yes.
This anti-black environment has impaired our ability to love ourselves, to believe in ourselves, and to work together in cooperation to build for ourselves, to define ourselves, to educate ourselves, to raise our own children, to pursue our own interests, and to defend ourselves. Our conditioned self is the enemy within.
Well,
While you out listening to Reverend Chicken Wing tell you about the devil,
well,
Come on now.
the devil that's in you is raising hell
Tell the truth. Come
to
on.
the detriment of us all.
Yeah.
The devil is in you, in me too. You ain't living and ain't got an enemy within if you were born into this anti-black society because it trains you like it trains you to speak English.
Tell the truth.
What to value and what to believe in.
yes, teach now.
The enemy within is a licensed agent of the enemy system and serves his interests, not yours. You got little James Bond for the enemy system running around inside your head. We have to be aware of and acknowledge and assume personal responsibility for our own shortcomings. You know, when you go to Cocaine Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous, first thing they make you admit is, my life has become unmanageable and I need help.
First step.
And we all need to stand up and say, the enemy within is making my life unmanageable and I need help.
Come on.
This is what our best self theology is all about. We have a divine obligation to bring our best selves to the people we care about and the things we believe in. We can't continue to let jealousy, envy, petty animosity, Negro competition, and self-hatred continue to undermine our ability to cooperate for our common good. Until we are willing to acknowledge that something is wrong with us and that we're going to have to engage in some kind of process of healing, we're going to continue to be the enemy within. And our superpower of cooperation that has the potential to change the whole world will stay on the shelf. It's up to each one of us.
Yes.
And we'll be pointing fingers at people looking across the room and see. It's up to each one of us.
Yes, it is. Yes.
To overcome the lingering vestiges of our post-traumatic slavery disorder.
Yes.
To minimize the effects that the enemy system has on our future generations.
Yes.
We have to minimize the effect on future generations.
Yes. Yes.
We can't be the way we are and hand that down to the next generation.
That's right.
And I got good news. We can improve.
That's right.
First, you got to be conscious of the fact that oppression has had a negative effect on you. That has impaired your full development and sabotages any effort to live beyond our program conditioning, our belief system. Then you have to want to be healed. What did Jesus ask the man at the pool of Bethesda? Do you want to be healed? Ain't no point in talking about nothing else if you don't want to be healed. Do you want to be healed?
Well, teach them.
You have to want to be healed from these negative effects so that you can be all that you were intended to be. In other words, the most important thing is to have a seeker's consciousness.
Yes.
A seeker's consciousness gives you the mind to. Mind to means you got the will to. You have a seeker's consciousness. You got to be doing it yourself. People usually want you to give them a precise formula for change. Like you putting a car together or baking a cake. And it ain't that simple. You don't just go through the car wash and come out the other end. Oh yeah, I'm healed.
Say that.
It's not that simple. You have to be the driving force behind your own healing. It ain't up to somebody else. It's not something somebody else can do for you. You have to be the driving force behind your own healing.
That's right.
The church got some things you can use. Some things that everybody can do, like prayer and meditation and worship and sacraments and yoga and singing and fellowship and volunteering and knowing your history and reinforcing your cultural identity. All these things are helpful. But if you have a seeker's consciousness, you take a step further
Yes.
by constantly looking for the specific things that give you the greatest amount of benefit and satisfaction. It could be dance or visualization, or being out in nature, or positive affirmation, or social action, or focusing on your talent and skills, or psychotherapy. The experiences that make you are unique to you. So the specific things that will give you the greatest benefit are unique to you too.
Yes.
This is why best self-theology teaches that you have to have a mind too. A seeker's consciousness. It's not just rolling through the assembly line or rolling through the car wash and coming out the other end. It's not baking a cake. You just follow the steps. You have to become an expert at making you the best you can be. Improving yourself, mind, body, and spirit, and having a commitment to it.
Yes.
Because you know there's something wrong with us.
Yes.
And I want to be whole. I want to run me. I don't want nobody running me. I want to live my life
Yes.
the way I'm fully capable of, the way I was created to live my life.
Yes.
I don't want to be stuck within the boundaries and the parameters that somebody set for me and have to live within that just because they said so. I don't believe it. I believe that there is more for me.
Yes.
I believe I can be better than I am. I believe my people, my church, my community can be better than it is. I do not accept your negativity. Your obligation is to be the best you can be.
Yes.
And you need to be aware that your personal development affects the evolution of all black people because you hand it down.
Yes.
Whatever you do, you hand it down.
Yes.
We make an improvement, we hand it down.
Yes.
The field of genetics say that we hand down traits like our hair color and our eye color, how tall we are. That's why everybody in the family looks like. Because the genetic traits, we hand them down.
Yes. Yes.
But we don't only just hand down genetic traits. The field of epigenetics. Epi means beyond or in addition to. And it is discovered that we hand things down in addition to our genes and chromosomes.
Yes.
We hand down other things too. We hand down the adaptations and improvements that we made.
Yes.
That's why black people get better in every generation. Because we are handing down adaptations and improvements.
Yes.
That's why IQ goes up in every generation. Because we're handing down the adaptations and the improvements that we make. That should be good news because that means what we decide to do today will benefit people coming after us. And they will be better than we were. And they will be better than the people that came before us. And we will be in this process of improvement, getting back to the place where the enemy within is not controlling our lives.
Yes.
Epigenetics, we hand down more than our genes. And then there's another field called morphogenetics, which means not that we just hand things down genetically, but we hand things down because we change the energy field we exist in. And it affects everybody in the field.
Yeah.
That's why black people walk a certain way and talk a certain way. That's why we dance a certain way and sing a certain way. There's certain things in the morphogenetic field.
Yes.
And it affects all of us. Changes all of us. We put the right stuff in the field. See, right now we existing in what our ancient African ancestors put in the field.
Yeah.
Because if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have made it this far.
That's right.
But we can put some good stuff in the field too. And change everybody.
That's right.
This is why our best self theology is so important to our collective future. Everything we do matters because we hand it down. We have a MAGA enemy without on the rampage, and we can't afford to let the enemy within have free reign and run amok too. We have to reclaim and reactivate the cooperation superpower that is still in our DNA.
Yes. Yes.
We have to reclaim it and reactivate it.
Yes.
African social genius gave us communalism
Yes.
and laid the foundation for human religion, science, and civilization. Black people working together is the most powerful thing in the world.
Yes, it is.
It's the most powerful thing in the world. But we don't believe it. We don't believe it. It built everything that we know. Everything the human race exists on. We built it because we learned to cooperate. We have the power to restore black people to our original state of power and dignity in the world.
Yes.
We have the opportunity to learn from the lessons of Marcus Garvey and not let his trials and tribulations be in vain.
Yes.
We have the obligation
Yes.
to bring our best selves to the task of building black self-determination.
Yes.
It is our responsibility
Yes.
to bring your best self to the table,
Yes.
your best dish to the potluck, your best effort to the mission, your best blessing to your people,
Yes.
your best offering to the altar.
Yes.
And if we do that, God will look down on us and say, now that they have come together, nothing